I'm John Parker. I serve currently as the conference president for the Southern Regional Conference of the Bible Methodist Connection of Churches. I'd like to share an overview of our conference history as well as information regarding the conference today. The churches that make up our conference are primarily rural community churches, and many of them date back to early West End Methodist revivalists who traveled from community to community, setting up temporary meeting places, and often leaving behind a newly organized Wesleyan Methodist church. Music and singing schools played a role in the founding of some of our churches. Our camp meeting was first held here at Camp Eden, just outside of Pell City, Alabama, in 1938. Our camp meetings are held on these grounds today, 85 years later. The campgrounds have been central and vital to the life of the conference. We have progressed from a very primitive camp to a modern, beautiful, year-round campground with comfortable, updated facilities. The Southern Conference of the Bible Methodist Connection of Churches was originally one of the two founding conferences. The Alabama Wesleyan Methodist Conference leadership and most of the churches in the conference chose not to merge into the newly formed Wesleyan denomination, and so we united with some of the leaders and churches from the Ohio Wesleyan Methodist Conference to form the new Bible Methodist Connection of Churches. We held our first annual conference as Bible Methodist here in 1967 with 28 churches in our Alabama Bible Methodist Connection of Churches, and our campground, which was purchased in an agreement with the Wesleyan denomination. Today we have 32 churches in the conference in the states of Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. The name of our conference has changed from Alabama to Southern in 2019 to more accurately reflect the region we represent. The Southern Conference has been led throughout our 55-year history by conference presidents Reverend V.O. Egan, who was our founding conference president, Reverend J.A. Treese, and Reverend Walter Hedstrom, and currently John Parker. From 1969 until 2020, there was a conference, Christian Academy, and high school on our campground. Christian education has played a critical role in the nurturing of hundreds of our youth from the conference churches in the area who have today become leaders in the conference and in God's kingdom around the world. Missions has always been a priority in the Southern Conference. Before there was an organized missions work on the connectional level, the Alabama Conference sponsored missionaries in a number of fields and took full responsibility for the work in Mexico, which is today our Bible Methodist missions work there. We were eager to see Bible Methodist missions formed and have been deeply committed to funding our connectional missions work from the beginning. Missions is still promoted and funded through our Women's Missionary Society, a carryover from our Wesleyan Methodist days. Under the direction of the WMS, an exciting and growing program to nurture missions-minded kids is taking shape. MMK offers opportunities for our children to learn about missions and missionaries in a fun and competitive program that will reward their efforts with badges and awards. The highlight of the conference year is our annual family camp meeting, held every year over the 4th of July. Starting on day one with annual conference, we gather for 7 days of spiritual renewal and challenge. It has been very refreshing to witness a recent surge in interest and attendance by young families. We're endeavoring to provide an environment that makes camp meeting an experience our children and youth will look back on with fond memories for the rest of their lives. Our camp facilities are unsurpassed. We're excited as we plan improvements and focus on preserving this vital ministry. We also host an annual youth camp in June, a ladies' retreat in September, and a ministerial in January. There are always exciting things happening throughout the conference. We endeavor to share the information and news regarding those items in a weekly newsletter we publish called The Communicator. We invite our friends to come and visit. Our Southern hospitality is real. You'll enjoy one of the campus events or just to stop over on one of your travels. God bless you, and as we say down south, y'all come.